You'd probably be thinking I was doing Fortnite tomorrow because you probably thought the Gym Day event was happening. No, Funny done a big move and extended it again till Monday the 15th. But that's not what the video is about. The video is about something that's actually probably happening tomorrow, and it's something to do with this game that I'm playing called, I don't know if you've heard of it, of course you have. It's called Hello Guest, right? And this is kind of like a, well, what we don't know of, probably though, is a sequel to this game, but we don't exactly know if it is yet. Hasn't been confirmed if it's a sequel, a prequel, a spin-off, or a completely reboot or something, we don't know. But people are saying it's a sequel to Act 2 of Hello Neighbour. Aye, exactly. So yeah, this stream's basically going to be about at 3 AM tomorrow through the night. So yeah guys, at 3 AM tomorrow, you can probably, I don't know, I'm not saying it's, but people are going to be uploading videos about this Hello Guest announcement, and actually I have loads of photos telling you about what these photos could mean, where the landmarks is, and what time this game takes place. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Now, Hello Guest is like, I've already went through over in a video, kinda. I don't know if I have properly, but he plays this guy and he basically works at this Golden Apple amusement park, and he plays him. I don't think this might be a prequel or a sequel or like a reboot or something, or wow. So yeah, we just have to wait and see. It could either be a prequel, which is something that happened before something, a sequel, which is something that happened after something, a reboot of it, which is something completely new, may take some elements of the story. A spin-off, which means it could be crossing over with something else, or yeah, that's basically it. So a spin-off's like its own game in general, but yeah, but it's still to do with the same universe. But yeah, most people are saying it might be a sequel because the neighbour does kind of go missing after Act 2. You don't know whereabouts he is. Well, we kind of do, he's a forest protector, but we don't know if this is actually the neighbour, cause in Act 3 I got this thing and it was like this wanted piece, right? And then this couldn't be the neighbour, this could be someone else, because like, honestly, there was descripted that the neighbour was a forest protector. This is in it, but it's also a theme park, so this might not be the neighbour. And there is some other people in the Hello Neighbour universe that we haven't actually explored, but yeah, let's get on about the images, and then tomorrow I will. So yeah, right, here's the first thing to know. What happening tomorrow is Alpha 1 of this Hello Neighbour game is the new Hello Guest game is happening. So yeah, it's Alpha 1, and also something else that could be quite important. Alpha 2 is happening probably in July at some point. Okay, let's go on to the images. So the first image is this guy. We don't know who exactly he is, but he's got like this t-shirt that has 3 fruits on it for some reason. Pineapple, banana, and a piece of melon, watermelon. We don't know if this is the guy who we play as. It's not really confirmed. But people are thinking it might be him because in one of his hands he has a watch. One of the cutscenes in the game, this guy who we're playing as wakes up. He's not rendered in though, because this was obviously just the start of the game. Fully properly rendered it in. So yeah, people are saying this guy who you play as to protect the theme park, the abandoned theme park, from vandals and the guest, who is probably the neighbour, who's probably Mr. Peterson, who's probably a random guy that we met in this game, the first game. So yeah, the second image is well, we don't know, right? So the next image is showing us up view of a camera, and it kind of shows what time of this game takes place in, and it shows how there's loads of trees and everything. So this game's probably taken in midwinter or before Christmas, because there's blue and orange lights, there's giant trees and everything. Hang on a minute, was that dumb not to realise that this is the same tree as the one that you have to plant in Act 3, although it's a different colour in a different place. So guys, this is probably going to take place in Christmassy time, but we don't know that, it's not confirmed. Second image is wait, hold on, back soon. Had to do something if you want. So basically what's going to happen is the second image is kind of like, it shows the neighbour in a crow suit, and not gonna lie, this was actually looks the same as where this description fits, so this image. It basically shows the neighbour in a crow suit who probably running or walking or something on a doorstep or something with normal looking trees. The next image is inside some sort of house thing, I don't know, some sort of like a school thing in a red building, just like this house here, but not that. The next image is the neighbour looking out for something, but we see some cars lying out, and we do see a symbol, but we don't know what it says. We also see this flipped over chair as well. So yeah, the next image is a model for the vandals, right? They wear heavy jackets with a hood up, because they don't want no hood up. Red shoes, and here's the ironic thing. Nikki also, I think, wore red shoes in Act 3. And wore blue shorts in Act 3. Now this is a coincidence, because this person is exactly dressed the same as Nikki. But he's different, right? He's wearing blue trousers, red shoes, and his nose. I don't know if this is his nose, but Nikki did have a long nose in Act 3. And this is kind of a coincidence. I have a theory that this is kind of Nikki, right? But what actually happened is that it's a coincidence, right? So I have a theory for this. If this is Nikki, then Nikki sees this abandoned park, one of his favourite parks that him and his best friend Aaron went to. This is not true, which was Golden Apple Amusement Park. That's a real place. Has shut down and it's abandoned. This is when Nikki was a kid, so he was quite upset about this. But you had a photo of when him, Aaron, and so went there, and that was pretty cool. So he put that in his closet, kinda. This was straight after Act 2. But then the real reason he was thinking not to put it in his closet, then he saw a spark of the neighbour. That was just his PTSD of what happened last time with the neighbour. It creeped him out enough to just lock the photo away. 2 deaths of friends and all that. Right, Nikki's all grown up, but we realised that Act 3, like, well, it did happen. Well, no. When the neighbour's back, or this guy called Ike Jealousness or something, his cat is guarding this amusement park. Nicky though, he decides that it's not, if he's in it and there's another guy in it, so he watches a video of the guy protecting it. Then he basically sees the neighbour, but he doesn't know that is him now, running across, and then the camera shuts off, and then there was a sudden glimpse. Nicky rewinded the TV and paused it. Then he looked at it, and then he had a glimpse back to the neighbour. And he looked at him. He said, "Blue jumper, like orangey trousers and all that." Then Nicky had enough. He remembered what happened last time, and he was sick of it. He wanted to get these memories out. He wanted to just get the neighbour rid of everywhere. So what he done is, this isn't true, this is just a fan-made theory, this probably isn't Nicky, but I have a feeling that it might be. He found one of his old jackets for when he was a fugitive for breaking into the neighbour's house, until he got himself out of it by telling the cops that I was only trying to save a friend. I think he could at least kill anybody. He's a crazy guy. Locked his own kid in a basement for accidental pushing body, whatever you call it. And yeah. So Nicky finds one of his old jackets. He puts it on. Then he finds his old, like, trousers that he used to wear at some point when he was also Oi. So yeah, he basically uses that to, who knows what, to try do it. He also finds this bag that he'll use and these old shoes that he wore in Act 3. So this is the point where he's finding loads of things that in his memory that he needs to get out, so he's had enough. But before he leaves the door, this was a reference to one of the alphas or betas, before he leaves, he either has a flashback or decides, am I really going to do this? I might become the next wanted person and become another fugitive. Or would my parents want this? But he decides, but I need to get him out of my memory. So he dresses up, he goes outside, and it's not pouring with rain, but it's slowly. So he reaches a park. Then he sees a statue. He sees someone just standing still. He goes up to him, punches him, and then he unmasks the crow, realising it's just a mannequin, and not to whatever the neighbour has an obsession with mannequins in this game. He gets so mad that he... So, we do realise that... that the neighbour is kind of the IT guy who you're playing as in the first or whatever act has disappeared. Right, I'm just going to make this up. The first thing was Act 1. The demo and all that was Act 1. Now we move on to Act 2 where we play as Nicky again. Then we realise when he gets there, he gets even more angry when he sees a broken up TV, but you can identify what it says. He finds out that the person moved because he was keep getting creeped out by this guy, and then the neighbour also moved, but he didn't actually move. And then the neighbour didn't move, but the other guy did, and then it all realise now that the neighbour, he realised that the neighbour didn't move. So the guy left a note and it said this: "Dear whoever's in here, you may have vandalised the place, but this is free now. The reason why I left is because there's this forest protector roaming around the place. You creep me out, so be careful what you do. He's always watching. You turn your back, he'll creep up to you. It's give the life out of you that you'll probably just wake up and go in an endless loop for the rest of your life. So be careful." Then he rips up the note, throws it, he turns it in a paper bowl, throws it, and hits someone. He doesn't know who this someone is. Here's a backstory. He doesn't know who someone is. He goes to look over. He sees a familiar face. Here's a backstory, plot twist. This is Aaron. He didn't die, he escaped. He never came back. So this is kind of an emotional scene, kind of, because they've not seen each other in years, nearly. And Aaron, you realise that, like, he doesn't, like, Aaron's still a child, and the players, or the Nicky's confused. It's just in my mind or something. And then, but Aaron, let's change this up a little bit. Aaron looks different. He actually looks like the player a little bit, but he's still wearing the same outfit as he was that day when he got locked up. And yeah. So Aaron says, "I'm sorry about what happened all these years ago. It was my fault. I accidentally..." He says, "It's not your fault, alright? Does this even happen?" Then Aaron realised that this was his imagination. None of that actually happened. So he says, "None of this happened. There's no way. With something like that, we would end up on a bloody thing without our parents supervising." So this gets Nicky confused and says, "None of this ever happened." And the neighbour didn't actually lock anyone in. Well, he did, but we learned that the neighbour locked in a child, but this wasn't any ordinary child. This was actually this child was like, he's an unknown character that we might get to see in the next act. So they hug and then they do whatever, they go explore the place, and they find that one of the lights have turned on in the houses, and then they go to discover it, and then there's a weird backstory. Nicky says, "I don't feel real." Then Aaron says, "What?" But then there's a weird thing. Whatever he says that Nicky will copy. Here's a little backstory that I'll tell you at the end. Like, so they go explore more, and then Nicky can't actually grab things. He's, "What is happening? Why is this happening?" And then Aaron goes up to him and says, "Everything alright?" And then he says, "Yeah, my hands are just sore and tired." So then whatever was in there was actually a key. And the key was unlock a basement. But this was no ordinary basement. This basement was the same one as this house here. It's all rebuilt. No one else is living in it. You just went straight to the basement without any problems at all. Just went in. And hold on guys, that's a little trick of mine. I'm back. So anyway, so what happens here is they travel back, then Nikki realises, ugh, I might change back. So, but then Aaron has some weird feeling that, was this the neighbour just try to trick him or something? Then he says, what's my second name? Or like, what school do we go to? And then Nikki gets confused and says, why? It says, you look just like the guy with the crow and everything. It creeps me out. Then Nikki says the right answer. Then they just talk back to normal technically. So in the basement, it's a kind of a dark backstory. Aaron's sister, like this but I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's a hidden backstory. So the person in the basement is slowly passed out. And then, hi. Probably not, right. But anyway guys, so stream, like, so yeah, stream Act 2 would basically be the two of them basically are wondering who this is. Then they run out, Nikki runs out the house, he gets a photo, and then Aaron's surprised that he never knew who this is. Then he actually just hates himself. He doesn't realise what's happened, and then so yeah, it's kind of a, it was one of the main characters for the tree, but yeah, it's Thingy's sister in the game. And then we found out that there was like that wanted guy. I accidentally never knew who he was, and then just suddenly pointed out, and then so yeah, Act 3 is, they just suddenly, so like before Acts, this game, this is Act 3, okay, they started feeling dizzy both for the two, but then they just fainted. Then we switched to another part of Act 3, they're trapped in a basement. The same basement that the neighbour was in, technically. It's all destroyed though. So yeah, we learned that in Act 3 the two get trapped in the house. They have to find out a way, but then they realise that Ansi, he boarded up the front bunker thing, and then Nikki realises that the only way is to reverse what happened in Act 1, do all that again, and try to find loads of keys. Now, the basement from the secret neighbour is actually going to be the thing, and the house has changed a lot, and it's kind of a mixture. Now the secret neighbour house would be used in Act 3, because this house is a mixture of the neighbours and Nikki's house. The stairs were here, and then it was confusing. So they do get out the front door bit, and then have to climb a bit they have to climb one of the bits in the lower part of the base, and then that boarded off door isn't boarded off anymore, because it's later revealed that there's someone who actually went else to try find this guy who blocked off the... It's a pretty obvious character that you'll see in a minute. So, what they basically do is... whatever door that Nikki got boarded off at in Act 1 leading into Act 2, they got out of it because it wasn't locked. The person unlocked, some mysterious character unlocked it. So, we don't know who that is. But, well, I do, okay, nah, it's just one story. So, they have to get out the main part of the basement again, which is all ragged up and destroyed. But Nicky's a lock-picking master. So, they don't have to do all that, but they do have to escape the house. All the windows, like, so, Nicky just lock-picks one of the basement doors to get out. The whole thing is boarded off. And the house, when they get out of the basement, the house is all boarded off. And then the person who got them both in the basement is later to be revealed, but it's not the same person as who left that door unlocked. What? Have you got it? Send a screenshot and I might view it when I'm done. Oh my god, right, take that. So yeah, guys, they escaped the basement. The mysterious person who put them in the basement is outside, so they're not in danger right now, so that's good. And then, so what they have to do is they have to find a crowbar, a key, a driller to drill the bricks, and they also have to find a lockpick. And so eventually in the story, but they were easy to find, but there were consequences. There were like there were 4 fears: past memories, seeing ghosts, feeling weird things, and unnecessary things. Then Aaron finds 2 things. Aaron finds a key in the lock in the crowbar. Nicky finds the driller and the lockpick. And there's a 5th thing, but that's already been found. It was a key card. They said it was be really hard to find. There's loads of bear traps when you would be able to get it, but somehow some person just gave it to them, and then they both escaped. And then in the last, so yeah guys, you do get to choose who you want to play as in the 3rd act. Nicky gets captured by the guy. It's a 1-to-1 face of who this guy is, and then the other. That'll be 5 acts. So it doesn't matter who you play as, you won't be able to play as them both. Then Nicky kicks him, but the gun shoots him. So then they rush into his house, a hospital. Then the sister in the game is still alive though, and we learn the person in the basement that was killed was Ike Jones, and he was the guy who you had to. But everyone thought she was dead, so she goes by the new name Lucy V. The same person who fell off that roller coaster, but because they had the 2 same deaths, they fell to their deaths. She goes by the new name. She looks way different. So that's Nikki, and that's basically they're all in the hospital, but the neighbour isn't. So Aaron asked sister, is he dead? Not to Nikki, but no, but she's no, but if we don't find him then soon. Right. So you get to play his thingy again from Halloween by and see. Do I say it? Because I'm tired. But so yeah, that's pretty good. You get to play as her again. And then Act 4 is to find the killer or whoever, the shooter. And if you do that, then yeah. So yeah. So Nikki isn't dead now, but she doesn't cover something, mate. So Act 4 is to try find the killer, disarm his gun and get him to the police. But the bad thing is, Ike was the only one who knew who he was and where he was. But he's not, he's dead now. But wasn't it? So this is Act 4. They have to go to the gas stations, churches, graveyards where we see Ike's. And then we also see that the graveyard was the final place that they had to go. Then a cutscene happens where basically shows this is his grave, but why is his name on it? Then Shutter becomes out of nowhere, and then comes out of nowhere. And then shoots them both, but there wasn't really shown in it. None of the shooting was shown. It's just it was rubber bullets, kinda, not really. So yeah, then the crowman, aka the neighbour, comes out of nowhere, hits the guy with a shovel. He's presumably dead, and then sees your child in need to be rushed to hospital. Then it's too late though. They're both dead. The two children are dead, but Nikki, he's not dead in this yet. Actually, yes, though. So, Act 5 would be you get to play as the neighbour. In this act, and then what you want to do is you have to hunt down the tracker, the shooter. Then basically what you would have to do is or the criminal. Why did I not say that for half of the time? Then, what to do with that though is he keeps walking stuff off your path, so you need to find stuff, break it and all that until you eventually do. Then at the end of the cutscene, it's a 1-to-1 duel with them. The criminal nearly kills the neighbour, but the neighbour whacks him with a crowbar, hits him with a shovel, and then takes his gun, and then screen turns to black. Basically shows the neighbour burying up someone. Then the neighbour has visions of who these people are. They didn't know who they were at first. A sudden panic happens and they have to be rushed to the hospital now. Then they realise that Nicky's dead in this game now, and yeah, neighbour's quite upset about this. Then just hope he's too judging thing, but the bullets were like bloody vibranium like things, and then children are both dead in this game. So then neighbour's upset about this, then they take them both back to the grave, buries them, but then I slowly, like, after that's both done, he's just kneeling on the shovel, and then before the game ends, one final cutscene of an angry looking like smilish thing happens. Then the game fades to black. You can replay the story again. 5 acts, 5 chapters, 5 things. Right, now that I've just done that, we need to get on to the next image. The next image is kind of like these giant trees, this electric thing that's been knocked down, and loads of lampposts, and it just shows how this game's probably going to go. Next is an image of this sign, then the sign further up, another sign further up, and then the sign is the same one as the one that, if you're in Act 3, you glitch the game out by going through the secret Unreal Engine text renderer or something. Then it's the same sign as Waring Cribs, where Nicky used to live, well, where he still did until he went to series. And then that sign's been changed because that's where most of the nightmares and people have feared the world happened. So they changed the sign to something different for Halloween or whatever this is, probably Christmas. So yeah. So yeah. And the image also has a Ferris wheel and a giant like church-like thing or something. Right, the next image is kind of a important one. Could this be the next neighbour's house? Because you can enter it, or is this either Aaron, or is this the neighbour's house, Ikey's house, or something? Or because there's going to be something new. But I have a speculation that this might be the neighbour's house, but we don't exactly know that yet. There are another few images of the house are in the back, showing that this might be a different house. Yeah, this could be a different house other than the other one I just said. We also get this image of like this other sign for the same one, and there's different broken up cars and everything. we have another image of these like bus-like things, and there's these really weird things, and so yeah. And the next couple of images are stuff, and it's called like you can create your own house like thing. You can add accessories to your house and all that. So that's actually going to be pretty cool. Another few images and what you can create is also shown. Stuff inside. The next image is next to the sign. Basically it shows the neighbour and this IT guy probably is chasing after, and then that's basically it. Now, my next video will be on the Doomsday device, technically, and all the features before the video technically ends. So yeah, that's just my predictions for what might happen in the next game. Oh, and there might be an official release time. October 2021. That's around the same time Spider-Man PS5 comes out. So I'll have a hard time checking what game I want the most. A stealth horror game on where you play in a arcade that sounds fun, or a game where you can probably play with as Peter and Miles and do loads of cool stuff. It's hard, right guys? I'm going to end the video here. There's not been any information on what this game is actually on. You can get it in PC as a beta or alpha, but you don't know when what console it's officially on. And there's more official leaks and all that about the Doomsday device that I'll make tomorrow. So yeah, have a good night. Stay safe.